This is the 4th episode
of our 5-episode series on the hierarchy of needs.
and how those needs consume our minds and focus.
Unfortunately, we leave little brain energy to focus on our future.
Which leads us right back on the old hamster wheel.
Day after day after day.
Today, we are talking about the 4th level of needs.
The need for esteem.
The need for esteem.
Let's dig in.
I'm Jonathan Noel.
And I'm Brian Noel.
This is Forms and Focus.
Where we provide guided forms that manifest
Radical focus.
because we want you to be focused as boy.
All right, bro.
What are we talking about?
So today we're talking about our need for today we're talking about our need for esteem.
I like this one.
Let's do a recap, though.
We're on the 4th level of the hierarchy of needs. Let's recap the bottom 3, bro.
Okay, let's do that. We all have limited capacity for apparently I have limited capacity for focus. Constantly focusing on short-term needs prevents us from focusing on long-term goals.
That's true.
After we meet our physiological safety and our need to belong, the next level is
Our need for esteem. So what is this need? According to simplypsychology.org, our need for self-worth, accomplishment, and respect.
Ooh.
That's a big one.
Yep. So we're back on Maslow. This is classified esteem needs. Oh, he classified.
Yeah, into 2 categories.
Okay. First one, esteem for oneself. Dignity, achievement, mastery, independence.
We're going to get introspective on this one. So first one, esteem for oneself. Next, the desire for reputation. So external or respect from others, status and prestige.
Ooh, that's a big one for a lot of people.
When have you, asking the audience, ever been super pissed off at your boss or your spouse or significant other when you don't feel respected? You don't respect me. That's a tough one, man. That one digs deep every time.
Yep, some of those bosses, man. Yeah, I've got one in mind right now. Oh. All right, bro.
Yeah?
So this is interaction@design.org.
Yeah.
All right. Components that are involved in achieving a sense of self-esteem, such as respect of others and internal acceptance of who we actually are, confidence, and achievement.
The need for internal acceptance is necessary for any external validation to have significant, long-lasting effect. This is so good. Think about this. Example. Someone says you're great, and on the inside you think, no, I'm not. I'm a fucking moron. Right? We've talked about that, our inner critic.
Yeah.
So if someone externally validates something, but our internal critic is just screaming in our head, and that's why this need for esteem is not just external, it's also internal. We have to believe it ourselves to believe it from others.
Wow.
Wild.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah. Someone can tell you you're great, but if someone who, when you grew up, your whole life told you you weren't, who are you going to believe?
You're not going to take the compliment or
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
And that person may be so genuine.
Yeah.
And you may be great,
You might be.
but you don't believe it. Gosh.
Wow. So, bro,
Yeah.
we spend a lot of time thinking about our personal acceptance. And the question comes up, are we respected by others?
We think about that a lot.
Some people. Most people, I should say. Some of our most fierce conflicts can be from feeling disrespected by others. And what are you not thinking about when all of this is happening?
Probably your future.
Probably.
So it's if you have a plan on Tuesday night to work on some side hustle business idea you have,
Yeah.
but right at 4:50, 10 minutes before the end of your workday,
Yeah.
Your boss comes by and tells you how you screwed something up. What do you obsess over? Or your boss says something negative about you in front of a group in a meeting.
Ooh, disrespected.
And then you go home and that 2-hour block you had to
And then
focus on your dreams, to
that's-
get away from that
that's
job.
When you're in the shower and you have that fake argument in your head
In
where
your
you're
head.
roasting the boss
Yes.
for 20 minutes.
Yeah. And you're not sitting down focused on your future because you're replaying that event and how much you hate that person, or maybe you believe what that person said.
Oof, even worse.
Even worse. That's tough, man.
Yeah, bro, it is pretty wild, this whole thing,
Yeah.
you know? Just trying to reach that point. You can't even accept, the compliments or whatever coming in from other people
Yeah.
until you can accept it for yourself internally.
I guess.
Luckily, I'm not in that position.
Yeah.
I'm not normal, though.
You're not.
I just don't give a shit about other people, well, for the most part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good place to be.
and I don't know if it's just, you call it whatever you want, but unless it's part of my group, I guess, they mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
I look at it like, if they don't mean shit to you, if they die tomorrow and it wouldn't even like really register on like your daily plans,
Yeah.
like it might just be like, oh, whoa, crazy. Like at a stop sign, like, oh shit, that dude died. I'm not worried about them. So I'm not really worried about what they think or what they say,
Yeah.
but it's hard to it's hard to live like that
Yeah.
for most people.
For most people. So, if we are in a state of seeking constant esteem, and a lot of this stems from childhood, and we've talked about this in the past.
Yeah.
So we talked about in our inner narrative, our inner voice, our inner critic, a lot of that is formed in our childhood. If you grew up in an environment where you had a parent or a caretaker constantly shame you, disrespect you, belittle you, that voice carries with you throughout your adult life.
So true. I mean, even the difference between like maybe probably you and I, Brian being the middle child, I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
Our parents were totally different.
Yeah.
And
7
it's-
years difference.
7 years difference. Not like he's the middle child and I'm 2 years younger. Like,
Yeah. Big
7
difference.
years. So we had way different childhoods.
Yeah. So we know you shouldn't expect us to be the same, even though we grew up in the same childhood.
Right.
Because parents change over time.
Yeah.
I've changed over time as a parent.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
So all of us, the reality of that is all of us have very unique experiences, and none of us are the same.
That's so true.
And so in any of these very specific situations, all of us handle it very differently.
Exactly.
So
And that's-
if you struggle with esteem, if you struggle with that, if you're constantly focusing on trying to gain that respect from others, but it's because you have this inner narrative that you don't respect yourself, man, go get help. Go talk to someone. That's a tough place to be. It's going to
Yeah,
be
man.
hard to launch a business, to accomplish your dreams, to focus on these things that require a ton of mental energy if you're constantly in a state of just bashing yourself or not respecting yourself.
Yeah.
And you know what? The bosses that I've ever worked with the shittiest bosses, were people that probably didn't respect themselves.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because why else would you be a dick to everyone else?
Yeah. So maybe if you started a business, you would end up, unless you deal with this and you work on this and you get this shit figured out, you'll just end up being another boss that's probably an asshole.
Is that what you want to be?
So maybe you don't want to accomplish your dreams because you'll just be another asshole.
If that's going to be the case, then just go ahead and stop working on it right now.
Yeah. Hey, work on self-respect and then ignore those who don't respect you.
It is
then
true. I
focus
mean,
on your dreams.
How many people are suffering in silence, bro?
Oh, gosh.
And I think
So many.
like people don't want to talk about it because they feel like, oh, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
But what if that something wrong with me is 20 million or 50, 100 million people
Yeah.
in the U.S.? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying in the world, but
Yeah.
then is it really just something that's only wrong with me?
No, it's something wrong with us. It's a culture thing. It's a society thing.
That's a lot of people.
And we're trained in our society. Let's be honest. We talk about the fear mongering and the media tells us to hate other people. Like, we're constantly inundated with channels telling us to hate someone else and disrespect someone else because they're different than us.
Yeah.
That is a constant stream of content that we consume. Don't respect someone else because their views. Don't respect someone else because their race. Don't
Yeah.
respect someone else because their gender. Don't respect someone else because their social class.
Yep.
So as we can continuously feed into that, all we're doing is reinforcing our inability to acceptance of ourselves and others. That's all we're doing. You're not a better person because you consume media and disrespect someone else because they believe something different than you. You're not a better person.
No.
You're
Definitely
the
not.
same as everyone else.
I mean, isn't it? What's the easier thing to do? Hate or to love?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
is it easier to be like, oh, those people?
Yeah.
Oh, those people.
Yeah.
They always do that.
Yeah.
You can insert anything right
Yeah.
there.
Any people, any that.
Any political affiliation, whatever it may be.
Religious, whatever.
Religion. Oh, yeah, this part of the
Doesn't
world,
matter.
they look like this.
Yeah.
Those people do that.
Yeah.
It's easier to hate than to... So cheesy. Than to love, bro. You just
But-
gotta love, bro.
But all we're doing is deeply embedding our inability to respect others and therefore respect ourselves. That's all we're doing.
It's a shame, bro.
That's a shame. And all
right.
that, we're not doing accomplishing our freaking dreams. So what's the solution, bro?
Ooh, this is coming from Science Daily. Be as kind to yourself as you are to others. See your mistakes as opportunities to learn. Notice things you do well, however small.
Oh, it's so big. It feels kind of cheesy, but like you should do that. Back to reflecting and being grateful. Even gratitude on your ability to respect yourself is a good time to show gratitude.
Dude,
Like,
Noticed-
I did a good job today. I worked hard on this presentation. I did a good job. It wasn't perfect, but I did a good job. And I'm grateful. I respect myself for working hard and doing this thing.
yeah, and notice things you do well. I mean, what if you're one of those people who just sends like a how you doing text message once in a while to a bunch of people?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a kind of a small thing, but you could really make someone's day and shit.
You really can.
And
When someone's having a tough day and they get a random text, hey, man, just hoping you're having a good day. I love you.
but
I
that's
appreciate you.
That's a small thing that, for those people who do that, because it's not me. That's something you could really, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
But like all these little things we do well.
yeah. Gosh.
Like if you're always there for people or you're on time or whatever the hell it may be. I don't know.
Whatever it is.
I'm good at that.
So a good book, it's sitting in our notes, but a good book is, if you want to be better at that, it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. So the book.
That's the Carnegie.
Yeah, well,
That's
there's some principles in there, yeah. But it's a famous book. It's been around forever. How to
Yeah.
Win Friends and Influence People. But it's things like when you first see someone walk in a room, compliment them, whatever it is. Their clothes, their look, their attitude, what
Yeah.
they did, what they brought. Compliment them. But if you're that person that, like, as soon as someone walks in the room, you're like, you look tired.
Oof.
You're an asshole. You're not going to win friends and influence people.
Right. You're supposed to say, you look like you've been partying, bro.
Yeah. Did you have a good night last night? What'd you do? Oh, man, I wish I could have went. That's so awesome.
You look like a tired sack of shit right now.
Oh, my gosh. It's like if you knew that person stayed up all night working on something, just be like, hey, thanks for coming here at 8 o'clock in the morning after work until 3.
You know what they're saying in their head? Eat shit and die.
Yeah, they really are. So next on the list, ask a trusted friend or colleague to tell you what your strengths are and what they value about
That's true.
you.
You may not even realize your own strengths.
Yeah.
You know?
If you grew
You're
up in an
just-
environment where someone constantly tore you down, you may not understand what it's like to be in a relationship where people compliment your strengths and highlight them. So get in that relationship. Bro, you drink that water so good.
It's one of my strengths, bro.
But think about that, like,
so
especially
true.
for guys. Like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
girls, like, and again, not to be super general here, but from what I know and what I've seen, like, seeing, like, girls are like, oh, girl, you look so good. When is the last time you've been hanging out with guys? And it's like, bro, you look so handsome. You know what I mean? But still, like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with saying, like, Like,
yeah, bro.
dude, bro, you look tight. Like
yeah.
you've been working out, bro. Your muscles
Like, bro,
look.
you lost weight. You look sharp, dude. These
Yeah.
pants or these shoes are slick.
Yeah.
Slick. What
Slick.
the hell?
Nice slick
is
shoes,
that?
bro.
Bro, your shoes are so slick. Who the hell says that?
But do it. Do
like,
that.
yeah.
Listen to this podcast and compliment someone tomorrow. Next time when you listen to this,
compliment your bros.
the next relationship, the next conversation you walk into, just compliment, and see how it changes the dynamic of the room and the relationship. It'll change, man.
Just don't be fake about it.
Yeah, be honest. Look for something you genuinely, even if someone, yeah, it's a good point. Even in the office,
Yeah,
if
because
someone
they'll know.
is a total jerk, but like you respect, like that person may have really good style. Maybe it's a boss that's like a total dick. But
You got some sweet suits.
let's be
or
honest.
something,
Yeah,
or-
yeah, they're rocking that whatever 3-piece. do people wear suits to work anymore?
I don't know.
I don't know, whatever. But you compliment that, and that tears down their defenses. It really does. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Read the book. Anyway. All right, so, last bullet. You got it, bro.
Spend some quiet time by yourself. Tune into how you're feeling inside and try to be at peace with who you are.
Meditation.
It all comes back to that.
Who you are is who you are.
Hey, if you aren't happy when you're alone, then you're not in good company, right?
How many people are in this world?
7.3 or 4 billion?
Yeah, and we're all very unique.
Oh, for sure.
So just sit down and think about who you are
Yeah.
and some great things you've done. Unless you're a narcissist like serial killer.
Then don't sit there and think about all the great things you've done because that's pretty sick.
And on that note, the need for esteem.
The need for esteem, bro.
Go get it. Go give it.
You got to give it to get it.
That's right. On that note.
All right, bro, we're out.